right, so Asia, what do you remember about the first time picking up a basketball?
I picked it up. I was at one of my brother's basketball games, and I think it was like during halftime when I went to go get the ball. It was too big for me, but I just kept trying to shoot with it. But I also remember how frustrated I was because I couldn't make any shots, which correlates to how I am on the court now. I used to play all the time during recess, so it was something that I kind of naturally just picked up on. And then as I got older, other coaches and my brothers started coaching me. I feel like I'm still the same. I still have that same fire, that same drive, that same kid in a candy store feeling whenever I see a ball in the hoop. So I don't think that that'll ever change. I tell people all the time, like, they'll talk to me like, yeah, eventually you'll want to stop playing, and you'll get that feeling like you just feel like you're just done with basketball. I personally don't think I'll ever feel that way. I'm just so in love with the game that I'll probably be that person and like at like age 80 in the YMCA still trying to hoop. So this game has done so much for me. I just don't think I'll ever be able to stop playing.
What were your first impressions of her?
Well, no question, it was wow. I remember it like yesterday, and you could just tell right away that she was, different, differently, particularly on the offensive side, but she had skills that were very, very advanced. But really just her moxie, from the minute we met her, she just had a swag about her and a confidence about herself that was undeniable. Well, first of all, she loves basketball. I mean, not all these kids that play and even play at the collegiate level really, really love basketball. And, having coached at the high school level for 20 years and, I've seen a lot of kids come and go and they may be great players, but you can tell they don't really love it the way players like Aisha. But off the court, she was always from the second she walked in the door ahead of her years. So I'm just not surprised at all, to read and see some of the things that she's done in the community and, how she's excelled, in both areas. And that's really what it's all about. And to watch her move, on into the next level and have the career she's had at Virginia Tech surprises no one, but, just so proud of her for how far she's come along since the first day she showed up at St. John's.
The first time I laid eyes on Aisha, it was at a tournament in Maryland. It was one of the bigger tournaments in that area, and I was the head coach at James Madison, and my staff sent me to that particular game to watch a teammate of hers. And as I'm sitting there and watching her teammate, this little skinny kid with really long braids just kept catching my attention. And although I was supposed to be watching her teammate, I just kept gravitating towards watching Aisha. And I was like, wow, this young lady has exactly what I want. And so when I left the game, my staff, they were like, well, what did you think of the other young lady? And I said, that's not who I want. I want Sheppard. I want Sheppard. And that's when she became on my radar. Very shortly after that, we made contact. When I accepted the job at Virginia Tech, she was my first phone call. And for me, it was very special because she took a leap of faith, a blind leap of faith with me, because everything that I was expressing to her was a vision. You're not able to see it. And when so many kids want to pack their bags and run, she stayed. She talked it out. What do you expect of me? What do you need from me? And then I've watched her grow and grow and grow. She's like my daughter. It's like my daughter. The conversations that we have, I think they're more unique than a coach and a player, because it's talking about, life after basketball. Everything's not basketball. The standard I hold her to is not just how many points do you score. I get on her about her demeanor on the court. Basketball is not her only calling. I think she's probably going to get like her 10th degree, and she's got a lot of them.
But I knew that there was a greater goal in mind. I knew I wanted to be able to get my master's. So I pushed hard for a while. My junior year was pretty tough during the spring because it was literally from practice to class, and my days were long. I wasn't able to get as many extra workouts in because I was in class. So it was difficult, but I got it done, and it was all worth it in the end. I have family members that didn't have the same opportunities. School is very expensive, so the fact that I'm able to have a full scholarship, I knew that I needed to do something just to be able to get another degree. So I said, if I'm able to graduate in 3 years and then get my master's in during my 4th year, let me try to do that. Everything I do is always for my family, and just the fact that I'm the first in my family to pursue a master's and then be able to graduate with one is awesome to me.
Mm-hmm.
But what she endured the last 3 weeks of the season, people have no idea. People have no idea. The last game of the year, she hurt her ankle, and it was more than a sprained ankle. And obviously, our training staff did, everything that we could to help ease the pain and get her right. But she was never the same. She wasn't the same. So if anybody wants to look at her performance in the ACC tournament or the NCAA tournament, it's really not a fair assessment to her because she played hurt. I'm not talking just a sprained ankle, but she, just really worked around the clock to be available for us. Played against Marquette, and she didn't play extremely great as far as numbers went, but Marquette's best defender was on her the whole time. So if Marquette's best defender was on her the whole time, it allowed Georgia to be free. It allowed Kayla to get some shots. It allowed stuff. So that in itself, just her unselfishness, is remarkable. It's very team-oriented, and it needs to be said because, she didn't play particularly well to her standards, but we know why, and now other people can know why. And so for that, I'm indebted. I'm grateful because we needed her during that stretch, even if she wasn't full strength. Her being there, her presence was very important to us. So that was tremendous.
I just wanted to play with my sisters for another season and be with my coach and our amazing coaching staff for another season because I have that opportunity. And I wouldn't have that opportunity if COVID wasn't a thing. So it's bittersweet, obviously, because COVID affected a lot of people. But the sweet part is that I'm able to come back and just stay for another year and be a Hokie. I want my legacy to be known that I did everything in my power to be everything that embodies a Hokie and what that means, and for little girls like me to look up to me and just to understand that it's not going to always be easy, but as long as you trust the process and you work your absolute hardest, that you can put yourself in whatever position that you want to be in. Of course, basketball-wise, I want to be known, that I worked hard and I did what I needed to do on the court. But beyond that, I just want to be known as somebody who tried their best to be a Hokie.
Uncut.
Thanks, Coach. Love you.
I love you.